Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. I'm proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. This is more than just a podcast. Season 12, episode 6. It seems like only minutes ago we were finishing.
Is it not season
Episode
5?
five.
Is it not season 12, episode 5, part 2?
No. I go extra episode each one. I split them up. It's
Volume 2.
No.
Kill Bill.
No, we do episodes, and the reason we do episodes is we don't talk how sausages are made, but it goes on episodes on Acast, and that's important. Anyway, it's question time.
Question time.
George has gone for his dinner, obviously.
Time.
Time. So it's time for this. Yeah. It's Facebook, Twitter question time, where you, the 8 or 9 listeners, get to ask us, the remaining 4 presenters, which will be read out by Nigel, questions or statements, and sometimes it's not an answer, it's a statement, and was completely cocked up by Len last week. Nigel.
Oh, no, you cocked it up. I just didn't do any better than you.
Oh yeah, true that.
You were fucking dreadful.
Nigel.
Yeah, I did chuckle. We're back recording tonight, and the big question of the day is, people. Do you know what the big question is, Sean?
No, I don't.
Why the fuck
Oh.
did Sean join 6'4"?
No, it's sandals as workwear. Yes
Oh,
or no?
piss off.
Oh, Sean's back to work attire today was not a great look for me, I said, laughing. Anything else, and the floor is yours. And I did put a picture up
bloody
of
put
you.
a picture up of me. Look, I put on Facebook a picture of me.
Birkenstocks are the only shoes you need.
Ugh.
Oh.
Have you seen that, John? You're not even on Facebook. Haven't you
I've
even
got
seen
shown it, everyone, because everyone was laughing at them yesterday.
I haven't seen this.
Well, I saw it. Was it yesterday? I saw you. It was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah,
saw
when I
you.
came to see you.
No, on
Sunday,
Sunday,
I was
yeah.
wearing Birkenstocks. I only wear Birkenstocks.
We said it to you at the same time that
I
day.
like
What are you
Birkenstocks.
wearing those
I'd
for,
wear-
Sean?
I've got two. I've got brown and grey Birkenstocks. I love them. They last forever.
It takes a certain type of person who wears Birkenstocks, Sean.
I agree. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, but anyway, so people can look at your trotters, and we'll see what people have got to say about it, Sean. Anyway, first up is someone who'd be far too polite to comment. Is Father Chris Kinch, who's coming to the Newcastle game. Evening, gents, he says, do you feel that, he says, like in rugby, we should be able to hear the conversation between the referee on the pitch and the video assistant referee? He says, thanks as always for the podcast. So,
Good
there you
point.
go, boys.
Yes, I like that idea.
Do you like
Yeah,
that
that'd
idea,
be
people?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again,
Why?
if you listen to that podcast that I listened to last night, then Nigel, they had him on there, didn't they?
Yeah,
They had
Nigel Owens.
they had a rugby ref,
Yeah.
and he says if you discuss it and you have to own your decision.
Yeah. He was
And
good,
that's
wasn't
what-
he?
Yeah, and that's what you learn a confidence to own your decision,
But
and
he
that's what
did
needs to be done.
point out that football, it was funny, it was right in what he said was football's an easier game to manage
Yeah.
than rugby.
There's more blacks
Yeah.
and whites than grey areas.
Yeah. So it shouldn't be that hard to get right.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
he
what he
said.
basically said, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So, I think what do you think the conversations go like, though?
Well, who knows? Have you seen that? Check that out. Yes, I saw
Do you
that.
think do you think there's pressure on the referee on the pitch that when he's told to go and look, you might have made the mistake, that because they're the
without a doubt.
referees in a club, it's almost like a collective. We have to stick together.
Psychologically, if someone says to you, you need to look, and you made a mistake, well, it's basically what they're saying, you need to look, we think you made a mistake, and they've got to look at a TV in front of 60,000 people. You think that's not fucking influence? Jesus
That's how
Christ.
we've learned to interpret it now, isn't it? We know that if he's being called over to the screen,
Yeah.
it's going to be overturned.
I mean,
it's only Oliver, wasn't it, the other day who didn't? He stuck with
Yeah,
his
well, but he's the best referee. He's the most senior referee. Now, if you look at the Newcastle game, you had Lee Mason in the VAR, who's now retired, and his sole job is VAR, like Mike Dean. And he's told a referee who's refereeing his like third or fourth Premier League game, you need to go and look at this.
Yeah.
So,
but he'd got it right, hadn't he, on the pitch?
and it when this but now what you got is it's like you're the apprentice, isn't it? And it's like you got the senior bloke in the company saying, "I think you're wrong." You're going to listen to him, aren't you?
Of course, yeah.
And he's copped you wrong. And they were saying that when they looked at when he's standing at the screen, at no point did they show him how the Newcastle player fell into they just had the collision.
Yeah.
That's all they had. They didn't show you the 2 second or the 1 second, 5 frames bit where he's pushed.
Yeah.
So
It's corrupt.
yeah,
That-
I've done about corrupt, but
No,
there's a lot to
there's
learn.
a not. No, it's a. Doesn't sound a nice word. It sounds a dirty, dodgy word. But that is corrupt. When you've got a system in place that isn't safeguarded, that's corrupt.
See,
Just
I was naive when it was brought in. I mean, I have this recollection when we played Liverpool a few years back at the London Stadium and they got an offside goal given. It was right in front.
Yeah,
It was
James
blatantly, massively offside.
yeah.
And they equalised it. We drew with them,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And we would have been a win, and it was like at a time where we needed a win and all this. And I just thought, when they bring VAR in, that'll never happen again.
Yeah.
And it'll
Well,
equal
it
things
did.
out. But what has happened, what it tends to have done, is given them the opportunity to make it even less unequal.
The only thing I would say is that goal would never happen again. That Liverpool goal, because when you look at it, he was 2 yards offside.
It was well offside, yeah.
Yeah. So that goal would never happen again. But what we never thought would happen is this shirt sleeve line drawing, and blue lines and red lines and toes are offside.
Yeah.
And the thing for me is the spirit of the game was when the offside rule was benefit of doubt goes to the attacking team.
Yeah. And if
Well,
it's
that's
that,
been
if
removed,
it's that
isn't it?
close, if it's that close,
Yeah.
and it takes you that long to
Yeah.
work out it, give it. The
Yeah.
whole point is give the goals.
Well, so for
Give
that
the
to
goals.
change, therefore, we're looking at the wrong thing. Pressure needs to be put on the IFAB that make the rules of football to actually change the rules of football. Me personally, I would have it that your feet are either onside or offside. So I would allow them to lean their body forwards. But if your feet are onside, if your feet are level with the defender, then you're onside. So you can lean forward with your head if you want. You can lean with your arm if you want.
There you go, and then put sensors in everyone's shoes so that
Well,
it's
no,
easy
you can
to
do
draw,
it with the lines,
to
isn't it?
draw
But
a line.
It's just
But it make it
Yeah.
that Liverpool one, the Liverpool Everton game.
yeah,
That looked to me, the angle of the camera on that.
yeah. That's
How they drew
well-
a line and got him offside. I was
I
like,
think
really?
there's a few going through where actually, because of the angle of the picture, there's no way of knowing if he's level or not. With the way when they put the lines in,
Yeah.
and they just go for it. They just go for it. But anyway, Chris, we'll all see you. Well, those of us that are at the game, we'll see you Sunday. We all look forward to it. Next up is Jason Backhouse, our favourite child from the 70s. Evening, gents, he said.
Evening.
He said he's not going to talk VAR. Well, we just have done it. He said, because I'm guessing the pod will be taken up mostly with this. You're right. I wanted to say the effort put in against Spurs and again Saturday at Chelsea was so much better than we've seen recently. His question is, though, once all our centre-halves are fit, who would be your 2 regular stars? John?
Well, I've not seen any of that at Gerd. So, I mean, they paid a lot of money for him. You've got to think he's got a lot about him. So, but the more I see that Kira, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Zuma, to be
I think
honest.
he's a bit overrated. Good in the air, but
Notice the Chelsea fans, the only team not to boo him when he gets the ball. Funny that.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, I think it was always meant to be a Gerd and Zuma, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being a Gerd and Kira.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. Gerd with his injury, apparently, Sean, that's his third time, is it, on the ankle?
What, Zuma?
A Gerd?
Oh, a Gerd,
Well,
yes,
I
he's
put
got a
that thing
history
up.
of...
He had a history of it, didn't he?
He's
I
got a
put it up.
history, but so has Zuma. Zuma's got a history
Yeah,
of knee
so-
problems. So, we knew, and we were talking about this earlier in 6'2" WhatsApp group that which is a crazy place, right?
That's what I was laughing at.
People just leaving all the time out of disgust because they wind each other up, right? But anyway, he had a really big ACL issue in 2016, and he's been apparently managing
Who did?
the
A Gerd?
injury. No, Zuma. He's been managing it, and we knew this when we signed him. And he has a special training regime to manage his weak knee. But I understand a Gerd is also managing ankle issues for some time. So look, it's a bit like Carlton Cole, it's and Andy Carroll, these things now. You have professional football players who successfully manage their injuries, but
Who's looking at Andy Carroll?
Kingstonians, the Tanners, Dorking FC.
You ready?
Go on.
So there's a club looking to sign a striker, a Spanish-Brazilian striker, and that club, if they can't sign him, I've got Andy Carroll apparently lined up as backup, and that club is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves are looking at signing Diego Costa, who apparently has only scored 14 goals since he left Chelsea. He's had a lot of injury problems, and he don't play for Spain anymore. And he's actually in Brazil playing at the moment, I think Mineiro. And the story is that if they don't get him, they'll look at Andy Carroll.
No.
Yep, that's the story.
Well, that's worth writing. You should have told your news
Morning
editor.
glory. Oh right. Yeah, sorry. I forgot. Everything's a story.
Everything is a story.
I know. Yeah, I must admit, obviously not when I gave you the gig, when we it was like, yeah, you go for it. Didn't expect it to be that much that quick.
Yeah.
Well done
me.
to you. Yeah, but Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I'm relentless. You know that.
Yeah, no, it was good. It's good. I'm not complaining much.
It does wear you down in the end.
not at the moment.
Yeah,
It will wear you down in the end.
Yeah.
I've known him since he
You'll
was
start
13
resenting
years
him.
old.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. It takes the pressure off of everything else. Next up, it's the soul singing superstar of Tenerife. It's John Bucci's best mate. It's Michael Levy Jr. Absolutely not on the sandals at any time, Sean. So that's a no.
And that's a man who lives in a very hot climate.
Yeah. Who wears a suit as well when he's singing. Do we agree with this statement? So this is a statement. Do we agree with it? After the recent spend, Moyes now has a top 8 squad, but still plays with relegation dogfight tactics. Michael says, I read it recently and it made me think perhaps he's not used to the budget he's just had, and it still seems safety first to him.
Well, we kind of talked about that, haven't we? Have we done that on here? Or on the other one? Hopefully he can adjust, and I think he needs to adjust
Yeah.
with the
Perhaps
players he's now got at his disposal.
Yeah, with the players that he signed, he can't play. I get where you're coming from, Mike. Obviously, I know you're saying you read it. Relegation dogfight tactics, but perhaps with the new players he signed, he's going to have to change.
You can't bypass. I mean, what's his name come out, didn't he? the old Tottenham manager, old Antonio, he come out and called us a long ball team, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I was watching it, there was a lot of balls up in the air.
Yeah, but we're not a long ball to people goes like Allardyce. I don't see us playing like Allardyce football. I don't see it.
But equally,
the goal
they did
weren't.
say we're very difficult to play.
Yeah.
You know, we were really defensive
Hmm.
against Chelsea, and Conte said, when they set up like that, they're almost so difficult to play against. Good. That's what we want, isn't it?
It is against the top 6 teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, Sean's your new mate,
Ooh.
Nick Killington. Your number 1 fan now.
I don't know
Fucking hell,
about that.
that man's had a complete turnaround.
I know, right?
I know. You join a WhatsApp group and he's your best bud all in a day. Who'd have thought it?
Yeah.
Hell froze over Nick, I thought.
Who was it who I've already, where you went, one of them gave me a quote. I mean, obviously, Dodsey, I wrote a story about Dodsey and the wall and quote, and one of them talked to me about the ticket where they'd been charged twice for the European.
Gary.
Was that Gary?
Yeah.
And
that's
what do
Gary.
you say to him?
What did I say to him?
You've sold your soul to the devil.
Oh, I did. Yes. Yes.
Anyway.
I said to him. Anyway, yeah. Paul, yeah, you're in the chat one day and already Gary's giving you stories.
I know.
And you quoted him on the story. That's what cracked me up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Gary Clinton commented to 6'2", and you're thinking, no, he told you in a WhatsApp group, Sean.
Yeah, but that's how.
Fucking
It's how. Don't reveal our sausages. Are
Sorry, cut that bit out. Anyway, Nick Killington says huge 5 games in the league coming up, as per the cracking article on 6'2". Check that out, Barry Meikle's article. Looking at those games and being encouraged with the improved performance of the players in the last 3 games, Nick can't see us not getting a fair portion of the points in those games. However, though, Nick counters, Moyes will need to be more purposeful in an attacking sense in the first 45 minutes of these games. I think it's what's been picked up by you, Jay. How we seem to be happy not playing with the ball. Do you think he does that in training?
Well,
Do you think he sends them out without the ball and say, play a game of
He
football
must
but
do.
without the ball?
I mean, it's a tactic. You can see it's
Yeah.
a tactic, can't you? It's not out of
Yeah.
ability.
Yeah.
It's not great when you stand that in, though. You don't see nothing.
No. Nick carries on. Do you think Moyes will start setting up to beat teams from the start of these games, or will keep to more of the same? I think he'll stick to. I think what he wants to do. It is almost like he's willing to sacrifice possession in the first half,
Yeah.
as long as we're not losing. So if we can go in at half time, either 1 up or level, Moyes is exactly as a pig in shit, and then he hopes to win the game in the second half, which is strange.
You can't buy Brazil's starting midfielder and
No.
bypass him.
No.
He's got to have something else in mind, surely.
Hmm.
He's got to want to progress.
Well,
the talk of him, Paqueta, the talk of him, tied up in
Paquet-
Brazil's midfield with
Qatar.
Paquetá, or whatever you want to call it. But the talk of him linking up with Neymar for Brazil, how they interact, and you can't expect him to do that for Brazil and come here and watch the ball bouncing over his head all day. It's got to change him. He's got to have it in mind, surely.
One would hope so.
Well, yeah. Next up, it's old Artura, Paul Celeb Suet. Says, a great show, fellas. He loves listening every week. More gin, please. Make it a double. Controversial question. He says, he's playing devil's advocate. Do you think Bowen's trailing leg was an act of petulance because he was frustrated at not getting the ball before Mendy? I think his reaction of throwing his hands in the air as he landed was the admission of, I didn't touch him, knowing he had. Good point, Paul.
Really?
Well, yeah, I think...
Having
I don't think he kicked him, but I think he left his leg there to touch him.
This
I
and
think
that-
he
that-
tried his best, right?
Yeah.
The
If
guy
you're
threw
looking-
himself at his
Do you know
feet.
what?
What is he going to do?
Right. If
Jump
if
over
you're,
him.
We did. He
If-
tried his best.
No, he
If
left his
you
leg
are-
down, Sean. Fucking
If
hell.
you are looking at that and you think that's a foul, you finish.
I don't
the
think
game.
it's a foul.
You-
I don't think it's a foul.
No, but it
Not all
doesn't matter
contact
what
is
you,
a foul.
It doesn't matter what you think about this leg. It's
Yeah.
absolutely immaterial. They replayed it. There's not a foul there.
No,
So it's a
I'd-
goal.
Are you saying he can control his jump? That someone's thrown himself? And he's
Yes,
going, I'll tell you
Sean.
what. I'm just going to leave my trailing foot in, but not enough. Just enough, just to say to him. I mean, come on, you're overthinking this. Everyone's overthinking.
Yeah.
No.
He tried
No,
to jump over him.
I think you are really.
You know when you can
because-
leave your leg down. And
Yeah,
not-
but you,
Oh,
we,
rubbish.
you don't live in a
don't.
world where you think somebody's going to be replayed. A
Like
split
when
second for his
Julian
mind.
Dix didn't see bleeding
Yeah,
Spencer's head.
Spencer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
come on.
He swears
You
blind.
watch too much TV and not enough away games now. You're
No,
so
fuck
far
off.
removed, Nigel, from a real football fan. You know, listen to Paul Turner. You know,
That is the
get
last
away
one I
from your
listened to.
Bettini stickers and get into the real life, mate.
Yeah.
You're not biting, are you?
No, I'm not. No.
You're no fun.
Oh no. Anyway, Paul, like me, didn't think it was a foul, but leaving the leg where he did gave the referee a decision, as I was saying, to make. And he could have cleared Mendy in the jump, and then the goal would have stood. Thank you, Paul. I knew I liked you for a good reason. There you go. We're going to like that. Like. There you go. Thumbs up. Well done, Paul. Next up is A.R. Sean Harvey.
All right, can't we?
Evening, gentlemen. He says, sandals as a workwear. Never. Not up north. Anyway. Yorkshire. Aye. Spurs, half decent performance. You can tell he's a Yorkshireman, just does it in short little blocks. Short, sharp and direct to the point. Chelsea, farcical. He says, I'm still angry now. I do feel we showed him too much respect in the first half. He has got questions. Len?
Len?
Oh, is he gone?
Yes.
He's here.
So you
He's-
cut
he,
out.
he was on his gin.
I said questions.
Yes.
Len?
Yes.
AI Sean says, is this brief enough for you? You fucking swore at me last week for saying too much.
Oh, you fucking do go on, AI Sean. You
Well,
are a good customer though, so you know I don't mind that much.
Yeah. Oh, you've been having a go at your customers now. We don't like
dear.
that on here.
Well, you know.
Theo. Nigel, can you say a few words about your new signing for 6'2". What made you pick him?
Yeah.
He's certainly
What
hit
were
the ground
you thinking?
running 10 hours a day. Well, what it was is actually, should we reveal the truth, Sean?
Well, it depends what you're going to say.
Sean
You
got
rung
fired.
me. You rung me.
You
You
I
rang
did-
me.
I did ring you and said I've got
Yeah.
2 offers on the table. So
Yeah.
no, I was acting
I
sort of
suggested it
intermediary.
actually.
You did. In a
I
WhatsApp
was
group.
taking the piss, mind.
Yeah. But you rang me, and all I said was, you was a bit worried that I'd go, I ain't having that, and I ain't having that. And I actually went, mate, I ain't got a problem. Write what you like.
Yeah.
It's a fanzine. All views are welcome, whether they're right or not. If you write something that I don't agree with, I'll just write something and say what a load of shit that was, like I always used to do.
we know will only you only write 1,000 words and only about once a week, so I can just it's just
Yeah.
a numbers game.
I'm going to try and up it to twice a week. So
Cool.
it's just difficult.
Calm
at the moment.
down.
Yeah, I know. It's, mate, you don't want my life at the moment, that's for sure. Sean.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your meal? Because the menu looked rather dull.
Oh no, it was very nice. The flavours are really good. Tell you what, Chelsea do a lot of things. They've got awful seats.
And we'll move on.
But hang on,
Brady out.
hang on.
Fucking hell.
They do corporate nice, right? Their food.
You said
and-
do.
Yeah, they've got terrible waitresses who never know what they're doing. But you know, there you go. What you can get for minimum wage.
There you go. And he's got hashtag Dodsey needs his own TV show. He's got it, Nick. You got to go over to the West Ham Voice to see it. The Doog is back. Old Sean Dugan, whose uncle used to play for Wolves and the Republic of Ireland. Evening, gents, he says. Sandals for work are okay, but only if you're working from home. I wouldn't venture into an office with sandals, especially with dodgy toenails.
Actually, I
Oh,
don't wear the
pretty
sandals
rank.
in the actual office. I
Well, what would you do? What would you stand in front of then?
I go bare feet in the office. I just wear
Oh,
sandals. I do.
As he was in the restaurant on Sunday lunchtime.
It was a pub.
I tell him.
He
he's
did. He
sitting there
said,
with
"He
his
went.
feet on
What have you got your feet on the?"
Oh,
the fucking
dear,
chairs
oh,
and
dear.
just
God made us to have. Didn't make us to have shoes.
respect and just normal
God didn't make us
courtesy
at
for
all,
other
Sean.
people.
Yeah, so if we're going to go down that road, but I don't want to get into that.
We seen Father Chris that
Exactly.
Sunday.
Blasphemer.
What's the matter with ya?
Blasphemer.
Fuck.
All right. Anyway, the question, says the Doog. After a fantastic transfer window, are we happy with our central midfield of Rice and Souček with Downs and Coventry in reserve? Or does that area still need straightening in the next window? Brady and VAR out. Love it, the Doog.
Brady out, VAR out. I'm not sure on VAR out. But
Far out.
are you VAR out? I know Nigel is.
If they can't get it right,
Yeah.
I would say by the end of the season, then
You can't make a change now.
Well, do you know what? You can. Premier League, anything in the Premier League can be voted by 14
Teams
clubs.
in the Premier
If
League.
14
And that's not
teams-
fucking corrupt.
If 14
Jesus fucking
teams
Christ, put
say
the word up.
if 14 teams say we want to get rid of VAR, then VAR will be gone. Make no mistake.
Yeah, I know that. That's why it's corrupt.
I see West Ham have put in an official, asked the Premier League for an official explanation of the VAR decision. Oh, that will do it. Well done, West Ham. Yeah, the Premier League will definitely.
But what
do
can they
something about
do,
it.
though?
Nothing.
Yeah, but you know what that is? That's clever, because you know what that is.
Putting pressure on the next decision. That's what that is.
Well, yeah, but it's also showing the fans that we're on your side.
All right, what happens at the end of the season? And I'm not suggesting this would happen, and we get relegated by a point. Do we
Let's say
sue
miss
the
out on Europe
referees?
by a point.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we do.
but you don't you agree as the Premier League not to sue each other and not to sue the Premier League? I
Well,
think
yeah,
there's
You
some-
can't do
Which is
that. You
corrupt.
can't-
But they stood aside and watched us got sued.
We can't slag off Sheffield United for suing us. And then
No,
turn
but
round
you can
and
slag off the
start
FA
suing.
for not. You can. The FA just look back to watched it happen. They could have sent us. Where was these 14 clubs then? They could have sent us in administration.
As
Yeah.
I wrote in my article, the referee's indecision is final.
John,
Very
Hello.
good. No wonder Tasha said, "I'm coming out
VAR.
with like
Where do you stand in this? Give us a bit of sanity and not a
It is a
knee-jerk
good one,
reaction.
You like that, do you? That was
No,
the headline.
Not
Yeah.
a knee-jerk reaction, John. What should happen with VAR? Voice
I
of
think it
reason.
should just be. I think what I said earlier or previously.
Or,
I think
you
the
mean on the
referees-
last episode, on episode 6? By the way, I called this episode 6. This is episode 7, actually. Episode 6 was the last
Where
one,
we review the game.
which I just published, by the way.
I think the referee should call on it when the referee feels he needs the assistance, as
Okay.
opposed to them.
Give more power to the referee.
Absolutely.
You're still going to argue, right? Because they're still going to
Not
miss.
more power. Give him back the power he had.
There's always going to be arguments. There's arguments now. There's arguments now.
Well, we're still
But,
arguing
you know,
about
if the referee
Tony
is
Gale,
unsure,
aren't we? Decision in with
well, we're not arguing. We're just remembering it.
yeah.
What would VAR make of that?
Phew. Well, technically, it was following the rules laid down
yeah, so
by
it would have
the
gone.
That
by the
morning.
top. Yeah. Anyway, anywho,
Move
Anyway,
on.
next up, it's top fan,
Who?
Griki Stelios Kyriakou, the Cypriot goat herder. What do you make of the social media elite and not
There's
so
an
elite?
oxymoron.
There you go. Beginning to back the Moyes out call.
Whom?
That's what Stel says. What do you make of the social media elite and not so elite? He's having a little dig, I think. Beginning to back the Moyes out call.
Who's
I'm
saying
talking-
Moyes out?
I wrote about that today. You won't have
talking
read
Who's
it.
about-
saying it?
There's people about.
Where did you write that, Sean?
On 6'2".
6'2".
Do you write for 6'2"?
Oh, it's gone round in full
Yeah, it's
circle.
gone
Isn't it?
round in circles.
John, when are you going to start writing? That's what I want to know.
I have written a couple of bits in the past,
You
but
have, haven't you?
yeah,
There you go.
maybe one day,
Yeah.
just so I could join in this conversation.
Yeah, there you go. What do you make? Oh, so Nick Killington has answered him, going, social media elite, is there such a thing? We're just a load of outspoken West Ham fans with webcams. There are
Well, that's a
few...
YouTuber.
Yeah,
That's not
there
social
are.
media.
Well, no, but there are. I mean, a few YouTubers. You know, I won't name them. You know, but
Who
Jazz
are they,
on
though?
whatever Iron's channel. He's. I like him as a person, but I think he's checked his brain out somewhere along the line.
Is he Moyes out now? He was a big Moyes
just-
backer.
Just
No,
to be
he's-
clear,
he's-
right?
Yeah.
And just so it doesn't need saying, the board completely back Moyes. He's in no danger of getting the sack. Even the bookies have him at 33-1. Brendan Rodgers is 1-3 on. He's the 9th manager. Stephen Gerrard would go before him.
Who is genuinely calling for him to go? I don't.
There are
social
fans.
media,
There are
people on
fans,
Twitter,
yeah.
basically.
What, like fans who run
People
sites
who
and things?
no
Some
peop-
do, yeah.
people who didn't like him in the first place don't like his tactics. They've never liked him. It's a bit like the balled out brigade, right? They
It's
wait.
not really.
They wait for a bad run of results and they go Moyes out. In the same
It's
way.
nothing like the board out stuff.
Well, no, the
is it?
balled out a bit quiet at the moment,
Well,
right?
all right.
And-
It was a
and-
bit like my dislike of Allardyce, even though when someone did point that out to me, I pointed back to them that, well, you weren't saying this last season when we were winning games, when West Ham was winning games under Allardyce.
True that.
I still wanted him sacked.
No, you did. To be fair, you did.
So, you know,
but you don't have a voice, do you? No one's going to listen to you. You just look like the
well, Sam
wacko in
walked
the
out the
corner.
room, didn't he, when I
Yeah.
was there? So,
You just look a wacko in the corner going, yeah, we've just won the... we do anyway, but, you know.
I don't know if he heard me what I was saying about him, but the people who was standing with me when Sam, he was the only group he ignored was the group that I was standing with, and they all looked at me and went, he walked out because he heard you, and I just went, good. I think
Anyhow.
I said he was like a cancer that needed cutting out of the club, which is maybe a bit harsh, but still. And that was in his first season. Martin Rose Sports, evening all. What a very poor first goal we conceded. I read an article recently which said, I'd love to know what article it was though, Martin. We're struggling because we've lost Noble Pearce and Stuart Pearce, left because he disagreed with Moyes' tactics. Any truth?
Well,
No,
I will
truth
add
at all.
to that. Stuart Pearce, when Moyes was serving his match ban in the Viborg game,
yeah,
Stuart Pearce was sitting next
he
to him.
was. He was in the director's box, yeah.
In the
Yep.
director's box, I've been left,
There you go.
and he's all he's said in social media is nothing but good things about Moyes,
Yeah.
and the reason he left was for. The
Well, he's
travel
60 and he
personal-
wanted to
Yeah, it
spend
was
more time
travel,
with his
yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In,
He'd always would-
interesting that what David Moyes said last week, and it is a really interesting saying that Kira is a big personality and a big voice in the dressing room, sort of indicating that he could step into Mark Noble's shoes
All right.
as a sort of
Well, do you
voice
leave
in the
him there?
dressing room. Well, maybe he's a leader. You know, who knows? You know, if he's
Well,
a
let's
big
hope he ain't got a
personality-
stammer, because then he'd be like Keir Stammer, wouldn't he? With leader of the Labour Party.
Hey, a little bit of a politics joke.
There you go.
But we done the
Our
politics
next
last
Prime
week.
Minister. Yeah.
Oh, don't. Do you know, for the first time ever, we got a Prime Minister younger than us, fellas?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Cool.
Fucking, there's a sign of the times. That's it now. They're all going to be younger than us. Fucking, we're dying.
Yeah.
Not,
And what a one and all.
Got long. Yeah.
Truss her up and throw her in the river.
Oh,
Well,
don't.
we
Hard. That's treason. She's our prime minister now.
Do you know what?
She weren't
It's not a
elected.
thing. I weren't a fan of Boris, but at least his
he fucking
speeches had a
elected
bit of
him.
life. Yeah, but at least his speeches had a bit of life. You know, the fact that he couldn't govern, you know, a table tennis league, He's neither here
Shambles,
nor
isn't
there. Couldn't we have just left him there but said, look, you're not in charge, but you're the spokesperson? I think that's what Boris would be good. You know, just have him as the front bloke. We'll send him abroad all the time. He'll love it. Get the professionals in to govern the country. And
Well, they
leave
should
him
make
the
him
free.
foreign minister.
isn't-
Maybe
I
we
don't think
should
there
make
is
him
any.
foreign minister.
There isn't any professionals, is there?
Well, this is the problem,
It's a
isn't it?
shambles.
We're finding out now.
There isn't any professionals between all three parties. The whole thing is a shambles. There's
Anyway.
no true leader in there. There's no.
It's not a politics.
No.
The whole
podcast.
thing is a farce. It's not.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we digress.
Next up, it's Paul Noland. He says, evening all, chauffeur here. Beep, beep. Health and safety, Sean says, no sandals as a workwear. He says, or anywhere, in fact. Sandals not going down well, Sean, I must admit.
Well,
Especially with your
why
monkey
did you have
feet.
to post that picture? That's an invasion of privacy.
Coming
Oh, I
from
just
you,
thought
that's
I
a
just
bit
thought it'd be
rich.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't passed you up, John, don't worry.
Oh, you gave him the picture, John Bucci. You're not on Facebook, so how would you even get that picture?
I told you, everyone was laughing at it around my dinner table, and I was like,
And so he sent it to me and we all laughed at it.
bit of collusion.
Ah.
Where's this photo taken?
In other words, your wife, Deborah,
In his office this morning.
showed
This
you
morning,
it. It was
he
this
put it up
afternoon.
there.
Yeah, this morning.
He put it up there as his return.
Lunchtime.
Everyone was doing a return to school,
Yeah.
and he put it up there as his return to work 'cause he doesn't like to miss out on anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Forgot his satchel. Yeah.
Oh, I should have had a satchel, yeah.
Yeah, you look really good. But I can't believe you dress like that. You're like head of some department, and you dress like a scruff. Even
Yeah,
I'm
it's my
smarter
first
than
day
you when I
back.
go
I
to work, and I'm
often-
on a
if-
building site.
If I was seeing a client, I would have worn a shirt.
Yeah, oh dear.
But, you know,
Do it for
nowadays,
fucking. You know
most
about to clean the car.
most of the days, it's, you know, nowadays it's all video conferencing, so you know, just top half only. They don't get to see your shoes.
I don't want to know, Sean, to be honest now. I don't want to know what's in the bottom half. Noland says he's not going to mention the VAR, as he's sure it'll be covered. What he wants to talk about is the ticket office, which is diabolical. Would not let me purchase the Euro package, so I have to do it individually despite logging on.
Well,
Could
you
not
missed,
buy a spare for Newcastle. If anyone's got a spare ticket, please let us know. I'll pass your details on to Mr. Noland. He's after one.
Just
Bring
fuck 'em
back-
off, Paul.
I was talking to the head of ticketing yesterday, and then her senior ticketed helper rung me today with a problem I had.
Oh, right.
Because you're probably aware the points went missing, and
Yeah,
I've had
yeah,
a
yeah.
problem with Finley, and my ticket wasn't updated for.
What's the
for
problem you've
Newcastle.
had with Finley, Sean?
So what happens is it won't update to show. So when we got to Spurs, I wrote about it on 6'2".
I know.
Um,
it was one of them questions I was waiting for you to think.
So-
Did you not hear the sarcasm in my voice?
So we went
No,
to
but
go
you've
to
set
the
him off
game.
again.
Yeah,
and
he
it didn't-
continues.
So
There
it
he
said
goes, he carries
Spurs,
on
but
regardless.
it didn't say anything. So anyway, we went to go in, and it rejected. So I went to the ticket guy, and he said, "Well,"
What did he say, Sean?
he said, "You have to
Did he?
you have to show ID." I said,
Oh,
"Don't be ridiculous.
no, he's only 15.
years old."
Can't have
And he
ID.
said, "Well, sorry, the procedure is you've got to show ID." I said, "He's 15. He doesn't carry a passport with him. He doesn't have a driving license. He doesn't have a credit card. So how's that going to work?" He went, "I don't know." I
Credit
said, "Well,
card's not ID, Sean. Just
all
so you know.
right. So I showed my I said, "I'll show my ID. I've got the same surname as him." And he went,
Did you not go? Do you not know who I am?
"Well, I didn't. No." I said,
Oh,
I said, "I do know Nicola. We could call Nicola." He went, "Oh, no."
Oh, you didn't.
I did. And
I
actually,
think-
when I got in, I saw Nicola, right? So when I went at half time, I bumped into Nicola.
Did
Anyway,
you get his name and grass him up?
I didn't know. I took a
Oh.
picture of him. But guess what he did? So the steward on the gate said, "Oh, let this guy in." He said, "Have you seen his ID?" And he went, "Yeah." So he lied. It's a
Oh.
procedure. But anyway, I had people call and they managed to sort it out today. So Finley, he's not going to Sunday, unfortunately. But we've finally got our digital season tickets working. And my
That's
one
good.
only updated today as well. But I had problems. It
Oh.
still said Spurs till today.
Oh, right.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
I'd like to
I won't-
apologise to listeners that heard that story last week.
Did I mention the story last week?
Yes.
No, I didn't,
Yeah,
because it happened at Spurs. How can I have discussed it last week?
I swear you did. You
No,
mentioned it.
no.
No. Oh,
It
I heard
happens
it
at
somewhere.
Spurs.
Or maybe some of the listeners read about it on. There's
Oh,
a
they
website
could on
out there.
They read about it on
It's called.
6'2".
I can't remember what it's called. It's 6 foot something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6'2".
Well,
Someone did
call it
ask
Sean's
why it was
site.
called
But
6'2".
do
Yeah.
you know what happened?
Well, he's the
also?
news editor now. The title
Yeah.
he's self-appointed.
Well, I asked you for the title. It was part of the deal. It was part of my lawyers talk to your lawyers. But the other thing is, we woke up the other night and I lost
When you say we, can I just point out that weren't me?
priority points. You lost the priority.
You two,
points as
you
well.
two sleeping over together now in the shed.
So the priority.
It's good. It's right.
I spoke to Nicola about this. She went, "Oh yeah, we were doing some testing, but it wiped out all of the cup games and all of the any European games, any cup games. So I lost 8 points. But I had 11 points before, lost 8 points, but only got 7 back. So I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on.
Neither did I.
No, but there you go.
He then finishes, bring back the porter cabin as the club shop and queue for tickets and the old season ticket where you ripped out the numbers. Brady out.
I am
Brady
tempted.
out.
I must admit, I am tempted. If it
Of
don't
course.
start working, I'm going to get a plastic card like you.
Oh, well, there you go. I've got my cards. I don't know if my cup game will go on there, though, will it?
No, it won't.
No, that's what I thought. I've got to do that when we finish.
I've not got to download mine for the cup game. You come into the cup game, John. Plenty of tickets. It's not sold many. Why don't you come? Have a night out Thursday night.
If you ain't got to go
No,
work Friday,
Who hasn't got to go work Friday?
you. I'm saying if you haven't.
If you haven't, no, I have.
Come
No,
on.
yeah. I'll see where we're at. I don't know. I haven't thought about it, mate.
It's like
Stratford, mate.
15
Stratford.
quid. 15 quid for a
Yeah, I
ticket.
remember it. It's that big shiny bowl
Is it
thing.
15 quid for a ticket in
Yeah.
Bam 5? How much is it?
No, 19.
19 quid, John. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Go on,
Yeah.
I
come
don't
on.
know. I'll think about it. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
let you know tomorrow.
Cool.
Cheeky Lines says, evening, gents. Hope you're all well. As for foot attire at work, I'd wear flip-flops if I could, although on a wet or snowy day, I don't think they'd cut it. He said, but sandals are a massive no-no. As for Sunday, let's not go there. Disgrace, but hey-ho, we should be used to things like this happening to us. The reason is we've played some top teams so far this season. Would I like more points? With a question mark, he says. Of course I would. But if we hadn't been robbed on Saturday, I'd have been very happy with the 2 points from Spuds and Chelsea. Thanks for the all right, lad. Brady out.
Brady out.
Ready out.
Next up, it's Helen Lishmond. I hope I said that right, H. Welcome to the show. You'd lost your cherry. Even though if that picture is you probably lost it a few years ago. Should referees who make mistakes have some sort of punishment? Only joking, H. Welcome to the club. They seem to be
They do.
very able to say
No.
sorry, made a mistake, and no actions
They
taken.
do get punishment.
What is the punishment, Sean?
They get
Stocks.
they get taken off the list, and
What
they
list?
do the list of referees that get allocated to games. So they can either be dropped down to the championship,
Yeah.
or they just don't get allocated. There's more than enough referees.
Yeah.
They choose someone else and they drop them either down
Yes,
to a
they
lower
do
game
something.
or they miss
So
a game.
generally they get put into the championship, which the championship, I'm told, is not happy with.
yeah, they
Put
show
him in the
punishment.
stocks.
Yeah, that would be good.
One referee got dropped completely
In-
for a week or 2 weeks or something.
No,
Drop them in a pool of alligators.
It's a bit harsh. It's only a game, Len.
So it's only a game to the alligator. Yeah.
You seem to be advocating death as a punishment for
Oh,
getting a
get
decision
them
wrong at
in.
football. If you listen to yourself in the cold light of day, you'd see that's a slight, exaggeration, overreaction. That's the word.
Who me overreact.
Yeah, you.
Next up, Stuart Dingerling says, evening, gents. Brady and VAR out.
Brady out.
What do you
Not
make of
quite
the
VAR,
Premier
yeah.
League admitting they nosed up the VAR on Saturday in their meeting yesterday? What's the point unless they're going to award the goal in retrospect, which you can't do,
Yeah.
Stu,
It's
and
just say
change the
nothing.
result? It's like rubbing salt in the wound. Get it right in the first place, or scrap it all together. You can't help but feel it's all bent in
It's-
favour of the so-called Big Six now. I'm not one
What
for
would they say if
conspiracy
you had
theories,
replayed
usually.
the tie? You know, would you agree with that,
No.
John?
They'd say, no, you can't
John?
do that.
Yes.
Would you replay the tie? Would you
You
support
can't
that?
replay the game. No.
Well, no,
you
I'm just
can't.
saying. I'm playing devil's advocate. Would you?
I think they should just award a point and make it a draw. And they should
go.
give 3 points to Newcastle.
Retrospectively
for
change
Crystal
results.
Palace.
It would change. It would create
I
a
don't think you
precedent.
can.
though.
I still don't think you can do that. It's
Well, you
just,
could do anything. If
you got to
14
take it on the
clubs vote.
chin. You just
If
gotta take it on
14
the
clubs vote, it's a club. It's a committee. You can do anything.
chin. Yeah. Stuart goes on to say, by the way, I thought that picture was Christopher Biggins minus the bins at first.
What's the bins?
Well, glasses, you
And the
idiot.
glasses.
Sean.
Was I wearing?
about
Oh, I
you
do
in
wear
your picture.
glasses. Was I wearing
No.
glasses in the photo?
No,
Biggins
he said
wears
minus.
glasses.
Biggins.
Okay,
I thought
okay.
you looked
Come
like
on.
Christopher Biggins.
All right. It's a bit
You know who
slightly-
Christopher Biggins is?
No,
Oh, there you go.
I don't
Right,
really
I'll
watch
tell you off
television.
here.
Is he on The
gents.
Voice or something?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Alright.
Ed Hughes, you're right, Sean, so you do know who he is.
Yeah.
Ed Hughes,
That's a bit of squirrel.
thank you. Gents, trying to find a bonus of the atrocious VAR decision this weekend. I think it'll help pull the squad together. All these new players can now unite against the injustice. Ted Sexton. How you doing, Ted? Can you, Dave's nephew? Can you estimate how much the leech agents amassed this window? How much, Sean? Quickly, estimate.
So I don't know. So between them, each one, I know, 10 million. So 200, about 100 million, approximately, with £1 billion spent in the window around. Let's call it 10%. So yeah, 100 million.
Bloody all going out of the game. And people moan
about-
about VAR.
If you look, I mean, the Premier League spend say how much is spent on agents. So if you look at something like 60% of that, because more gets spent in the summer, obviously, than the winter, that will give you a good enough of 65%. That will give you an estimate of how much is spent in agents' fees. And interestingly, with COVID behind us, you know, more was spent this summer than obviously for the last 2.5 years. So, you know, prices were rising. And of course, when prices rise, agents' fees rise.
Right.
But you're glad
Thanks
you
for that
asked now.
question, Ted. Yeah. Yeah. Next week, Ted, I'm
Oh,
going to
by
set
the
you a
way, it was
challenge.
200
Ask a question we don't need Sean to answer.
Right.
Please, Ted.
So in last year, just to give you an understanding, 272 million was paid to agents between February 2021 and the end of the January 2022 window. So assuming that is about right, I would say it's probably gone up to about 300 million. I would say it was probably closer to 150 million spent in this window. There you go.
There you go, Ted. Marion Williams, boyos.
Ooh.
Sandals are only cool if your name is Brian.
Or Jesus. Oh, yeah, we're the same person he's talking
Well,
about.
same thing, isn't it? Yeah.
He is
With the
talking about
amount
it.
of tickets
we better
still
not say that
available for
Sunday
Thursday.
either.
Yeah. No, yeah. Do you think the club has yet again got it wrong on pricing? And is it true that Dodsley's now yet another of the Stooges' official sources? Yes.
Yeah.
He has joined the Minion Club. And I
Wow,
would be
it's someone
fair-
else in association.
Yeah, yeah. Dodsley's a minion.
He-
But I would say
Like
that
a
actually,
fucking
he, out of all of us, he does more look like a minion than the rest
There's
of
only
us.
one cult in the West Ham world, mate.
Yeah, you're right there. We won't go
Cult
down
of-
there.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit from column A and a little bit from column B.
Anyway. Don't want to answer that, Sean?
What?
Club got the pricing right or wrong for
Well,
first?
I paid £26 per ticket, right? So I paid 70 something for my 3 tickets. I think the package was all right. I would imagine you didn't buy the package,
No,
but my understanding is the package for you was about 50 quid.
no,
Well,
you understood wrong then. £66.
was it 66?
Yes,
What, for your
£22.
seat?
Yeah, 22 quid a game. Yeah.
Are you sure? So why did I only pay 26? Anyway,
Well, I paid 4 quid less than you. You're banned. I'm banned 4.
Because
You're
if you-
banned.
you're
Oh
banned
no, I'm
5.
banned
If it's a
5.
percentage,
You're
if
banned
it's-
3.
But if it's a percentage and you're going down like that, the increments will be smaller.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I think it was 26 quid sounds about right per game. I think it's gone up to about 30 quid, including the booking fee per game for our seats. I think that's all right. Look, it's
Yeah, it's going to Stratford on a
school's just
Thursday night, isn't it?
restarted. It's a Thursday
That's the
night,
problem. That's the
and
problem.
it's early on, you know. Romanian farmer minnows, you know. So I'm just
done.
looking at the price for the free match package. Let's see if you're right.
All right. Well, while you do that,
42
Alan Day.
£42. It was.
What was that?
£42
What? My 3 games.
for your free games if you'd have bought
No,
it.
it weren't.
Yeah. It was. I'm looking at the price list here. BAM 5 adults free game package £42. I paid BAM 3 £78. BAM 4, which or not, is £66. £42, mate.
Got the email. I'll dig the email
Wow,
out because
I'll
that's why I
send
didn't
you-
buy the free package.
Well, you got
'Cause
done, mate.
Oh, or they sent me the wrong.
Oh, there's another story.
Yeah, we'll have a look. I'll have a look. I'll dig it out.
could
Evening,
you put
says
that?
Alan Day. Yeah, 6foot2.co.uk. I'll give it to my news editor, don't worry. Evening, great podcast as usual, says Alan. We seem to be getting back to last season's form, but my question is for Len.
Oh,
Was Battle of the Planets better than Thundercats?
didn't watch Thundercats. I'm trying to remember Battle of the Planets. Bit after my time, that. I'm older
Yeah,
than you think.
yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
Google it.
Keep on keeping on. Alan Day says, Skoda dealership. Well, times are hard, Al, aren't they? I know you lost a Mercedes gig years ago. And obviously, you didn't, the Volkswagen gig in Southgate is still going, I believe. Ziggy Stardust is there. Davey
It was
Jones.
1985 Thundercats.
Yeah.
What was out and about?
Thundercats
What-
was, I was trying to think who the lead character was in Thundercats. Evening all. Sandals are
Chitara,
okay.
Panthero.
Shitar, yeah. Sandals are okay if you're Gandhi. But other than that, it's a no. Are you Gandhi, Sean? You're not even Bandy, let alone Gandhi.
I respect Gandhi's views in
Oh.
his
What
But
what
no,
were
I'm
his
not
views
Gandhi.
then? What were his views?
pacification in the
Oh,
I mean, I watched the
right.
film. I don't know any more than watching the film.
Right, yeah.
In the struggle between India and Pakistan after the British Empire walked out.
All right. There you go. Such a great history lesson.
Oh.
Of course. Yeah, we're talking about partition, but anyway, 1947. Did Sean have any interesting cheeses in the prawn sandwich club? at Chelsea?
Shropshire Blue, very nice, very nice.
Brady
indeed.
out.
Brady out.
Bobby Stokes said, I don't
Bobby
expect you to
Stokes.
know yeah, I know, great goal, wasn't it? Don't expect you to know the answer to this. Sean's like thinking, who? But after Saturday's VAR frustrations, how many goals have actually been disallowed since VAR's been introduced? Because it's a reminder that goals are fun, people. And Bobby Stokes scored a cracker, if you know.
Yeah.
Do you know, Sean?
I'm googling it.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
off.
thanks,
Well,
Sean.
how would you know how many goals that VAR's disallowed ever?
Oh, you're Googling that. I thought you was Googling what Bobby Stokes scored. But anyway,
No.
right.
So
You don't
don't
care
know.
about that.
So this runs up to the end of last season.
Yeah.
120 overturns. Leading to goals, 47. Leading to disallowed goals, 43 goals have been disallowed. Penalties awarded, 38. Pens for handball, 15. Penalties overturned, 9. Penalty retakes for encroachment, 2. Penalty
So are they saying that it's led to more goals? I would dispute
That's what it says. Goals
I would
ruled
dispute
for
that.
offside, 32. Goals awarded for incorrect offside, 11.
that. Right, so this is the thing. So when it says goals disallowed, that ain't goals for offside then. You said 42 goals.
Yeah, well,
So now
some
we're
must
into
be other
70
reasons.
odd goals.
Goals awarded for incorrect side. Goals ruled out for handball, 3.
There's an article there, Sean.
Goals-
Read up on it.
Yeah, no,
and
I think
write it.
you're right. It's
Yeah, I
and
think
this
there
is
is.
a ESPN article that was done at the end.
Yeah,
of
he's
last
pretty
season.
good. He is. That I read
Dale
him quite
Johnson,
regular.
General
Yes,
Editor.
yeah. Paul Turton, Paul Turtleneck with his jumper.
Right.
Surprised he's not wearing socks with him. Health and safety risk. That was the one relief, I suppose. Then we did that look at your manky feet, Sean. Evening, gents. Will Saturday's referee be drop punished, hung, or sent to referee school after his shit show in Chelsea? Great to have you all back. No, he's got another game this weekend. I think the
Who's he
VAR
got?
bloke. I don't know if it's like a lower game. He's in the Premier League though. He's not been dropped from the list. I think the VAR bloke did. I think
The
whoever's
Australian
running
fella.
the VAR. Yeah, I think he.
What
he
are we-
got-
what we doing?
no, I think he's got a game as well. I think he's not doing VAR. I think he's doing a game.
Was it the Australian fella? Was he the VAR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This super referee
wanna ask
fired
his
from the
opinion.
Australian football league.
We'll ask him if something's done on the barbecue, but keep out of football.
Ask him something about shrimps or Aussie rolls.
Yeah.
Hello, chaps. Hope you're all well, says Andrew Hall. He won't mention the
Hello,
Chelsea
Andrew.
game because they'll get absolutely fuming and angry again. We all know it's a corrupt
Yeah.
Premier League and we are not
is.
in the cartel with the top 6. He then rants on, sandals should never be worn in England, especially in September, and with people with toenails like Monster Munch crisps. Oh, Monster Munch feet. Oh, Brady out. Andrew all
Brady,
Dalton.
out.
Yes, Andrew. He was on the same train as you, Sean.
Was he?
There you go. Big fan, obviously. Said hello. Not.
He didn't. no.
Matty Kemp says, evening, gents. Why have we let Ashby's contract run down to 1 year, and why did we not get Johnson to agree to a new long-term contract
Quite
instead of
simple.
enforcing the 2-year
Agents.
extension?
Agents.
Don't blame Asians. It ain't their fault, Sean.
Agents.
Oh, agents. Sorry. I thought we could having a go at Gandhi again. Dear, oh dear. Next up, it's Belinda Kai
Hello,
Keatis, the
Belinda.
Greek goddess of Forest Gate. She's back. Evening peeps, long time no speak. Firstly, sandals, capital letters, no.
By the way, Gandhi
Men's
was Ben
feet are-
Kingsley. He's not Asian, so I don't know why you'd say that.
Men's feet are gross. Yeah, they didn't make another film though. Couldn't have been that good, could it? Can't even discuss the horrific VAR decision.
No.
She's glad Dawson is staying, and I'm surprisingly calm given the points and position because she can see the green shoots. That's my lawn after the rain, which has pissed me off because it means I might have to mow it. Oh, so for her it's onwards and upwards, and that's 4 kisses, 1 each, boys. Obviously, Jules
thank you very
loses
much.
his, he's not here.
Yeah.
And she says, from what I've seen from our new signings, we've done well.
We have done well. And the good thing
We have
about
done
that, I think, Belinda, hopefully it will start a term of settled transfers. So we don't have to buy 1, maybe 2 a year, or a window. Maybe 1 a window. Be nice to keep a bit of
Yeah, that's a
consistency.
good point. Pretty nice,
Because we
wouldn't it,
can't
to
keep
have
being
that?
wholesale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just buy a nice marquee one. Proper good player. Like your Paul Goddards and your Phil Parks is.
We can't do it. I mean, this is the thing that Leicester have come out and said, isn't it? Leicester have come out and said to counter up Rodgers, who's moaning, that, we've spent a lot of money in the last couple of years and we can't keep doing it.
Hmm.
So,
Interestingly, and I don't know if you know the story, and I'm sure you listen to Price of Football. Leicester City have made the biggest loss in Premier League history this week, losing 119 million. And the serious against the FFP, they only made one signing. It can't go on for Newcastle and everyone else, and it will catch up with us. We didn't mention it on the news, went on a watch list for UEFA because we've lost so much money. We've lost 115 million over the last 3 years.
Brady out.
So, there was a £30 million injection, but we broke UEFA's rules, but we're using the pandemic as an excuse. So you can't go on spending this kind of money and fall foul of
Don't worry, Sean, we won't.
FFP rules.
I can guarantee we won't carry on spending that type of money.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking.
I wrote an
guarantee
article about FFP and its impact on 6'2".
there you go. There was a question on Twitter, which I'm trying to find. Unfortunately, my Twitter mentions are just full up with bleeding 6'2" articles now.
Fucking sick of the sight of it, to be honest.
Oh,
What are you
don't
thinking,
stop, do they?
Nigel? What are you thinking?
oh. I'm sorry, because it's from obviously Dan, our regular. So I will find it.
Where's Grant tonight? He likes to interact.
Yeah, no.
Does a bit of interaction as Grant. Taking his kid out of school.
Right,
Thursday
Jeremy
night.
Peter. Ian Gravett to us. Says, evening, gents. How many people watch the games? Would it be an idea to employ ex-professional players to adjudicate the decisions? Why aren't ex-pros considered for referees? He's then gone hashtag Nigel fucking legend. That's me. Is right. Get rid of VAR. It's not fit for purpose. Brady out.
Brady out.
I think the problem of having players decide it is players are always going to see it a player's side.
I have wondered why more players haven't become referees, and then when you think about it, they probably don't want to be hated.
Yeah.
They haven't been
Well,
players.
referees are a special breed, but I agree.
So
you
are
have to have
ex-players.
referees.
Well, you know better than most.
Quite, they can be quite.
You deal with a lot more ex-players than I've ever dealt with.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I can't even think of why an ex-player would be a referee.
Last question comes from Dan3160 4340 24H. It's been a while. Sorry, Dan, keep you waiting. He obviously was ready Monday. He says you have to wear you got a choice. You have to wear the West Ham are massive bucket hat or a half and half scarf all season. What one are you picking? Brady out. Sean.
Brady out.
Sorry,
Bucket hat saying West Ham are massive everywhere we go, or an half and half scarf. Other team
no,
of your
I think
choice.
I saw lots of them at Chelsea, and I would probably have to wear the bucket hat. I couldn't bring myself to wear a half and half scarf, so it would have to be the bucket hat.
Yeah. John?
yeah, I'd have to go bucket hat.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear half scarf.
No. Len?
Bucket out. Turned inside out.
Yeah, you can
Nice.
fold it about, can't you?
Yeah,
Do all
nice.
sorts.
Yeah. I would have the bucket hat as well. To be fair, though I do possess a West Ham half and half scarf. Just
Do
the
you?
one. Yes.
Which one was that?
Liverpool.
There must be a reason that you're going to tell us.
FA Cup final.
Oh.
So it was bought as a memento of the cup final. So
How much do you reckon? And this is a question I know the answer to. Premier League referees earn.
About
100 grand a year.
about 45 grand a year.
Mike Dean is the highest paid referee
I don't.
He's retired and not a referee anymore.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
but he
he's
was in
barring.
2021.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, probably is
200,000.
far.
200 200 fucking grand.
200 grand. It's based on their seniority. Official referees per match get 1.5 grand. Assistant referees get 850, and video referees get 850 a match. But the basic salary for a referee for the most junior starts at 70, and the most senior in the Premier League goes to £200,000 a year. They're
Fucking
basic.
game's gone.
Well, look, I think it's a
Absolute
good move.
fucking game's gone.
Howard Webb's coming back, and I thought-
Martin Atkinson, is he still a?
yeah, he's still a ref. As well.
Yeah,
Did
so he gets
retire?
200 grand.
Yeah, he might have retired. as well.
Anthony Taylor 70. This is
Well,
obviously
he's
from
still a ref.
2021. Mike Oliver 200 grand. Kevin Friend 70. Chris Kavanagh 70. Who else has got? No. So there's only 3 referees on this list and 200 grand. 3 most senior ones. So I would imagine others jump up. Some only earn 48, by the way. The less ones, like people like apparently Lee Mason.
Move on, please.
There you go. Anyway, we're probably done, aren't we, for tonight? Yeah?
Yeah, that's it. I could give you me Paolo Pescalido story.
Oh,
but-
yeah, tell us that. That's an interesting story.
Oh, I was in and out of that. Yeah, I want to read it.
Let me bring this up. I'll just check that he hasn't blocked me. So, 2 weeks ago, I got contacted on LinkedIn by Paolo Pescalido. And you think,
Karen Brady.
I know that name. And then you click on it, and it's like, son of Baroness Karen Brady. Now, Paolo is a research
Brady
and
out.
development tax specialist. Keep hold of that thought, yeah. Business tax advisor. So he did contact me in August.
And which
and-
you didn't mention on LinkedIn, he puts in brackets, son of
No,
Baroness
yeah, so
Karen
this
Brady.
is his name. He actually put so. Anyway, so Paolo then says, I see that you're the business owner, blah, blah, blah. And we've helped fire and security businesses like your claim back government. Anyway, money. So we can offer you something, Nigel. So I looked at it and I thought, I could do with some money. But anyway, not really for me. So I left it. Paolo comes back. He's not giving up. We've now connected on LinkedIn, which is like being friends on Facebook. But I just wanted to be nosy, people, I must admit. And because I don't believe on visiting the sins of the parents on the children. So he then tells me that they've just done some work with these other companies, and it'd be great if we could like connect and we could help my business to get some money. Again, I'll leave it alone. Well, then he came back to me this week and had another crack at me. He said, I don't know if you've reviewed my message, but I wanted to outline what we did. So he sent me like links to how they've saved companies money. And, you know, and then I just thought, right, I've got to tell him I'm not interested in a polite way. So this is what I said. Paolo, thank you for your approach, but I will politely pass this. Truthfully, I'm a big West Ham fan, but it's one of the opponents to the move from Upton Park that naturally brought me into conflict with your mother. I'm a great believer in not visiting the sins of the parents onto the child, but since I'm also a podcaster that came up with the slogan, Brady out,
Brady
I
out.
doubt it'll be a good look. I wish you well all the best.
He hasn't
Good
replied,
luck.
has he?
He ain't. To be fair, he ain't blocked me either. But no, so no more messages. So I think Paolo's got the message. Good luck, Paolo, in your career. I hope you do well, son, honestly. Because we can't all help who our parents are, can we? But there you go.
Cool. There was another. Oh, there's a new head of media relations wrote a story tonight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You remember the last two? Simon Kutcher, who came from the bank.
Yeah,
Did last about
Simon,
18
yeah,
months.
and Ben
Paul
Campbell.
Cox. No, he wasn't
Oh.
corporate comms.
No,
Paul
yeah.
Cox, who came from BBC and lasted 3 months. So let's hope this guy from the Commonwealth, his name's Tom.
What do you mean from the Commonwealth? What?
Well, he worked for the Commonwealth.
Is he an out of
Games.
towner?
is no Commonwealth Games.
Oh, sorry.
What? Just one of them?
But he's there to do corporate comms and public relations. I mean, what a job for West Ham. Starts this month.
Oh, right.
Be lifelong
What's
friends.
Ian Taylor do then, apart from Miguel Stelios?
Where he's head of communications. Ian's a
Oh,
good guy, by the way. But he's mostly on the football side. They want someone to look after public relations and corporate comms. It's a big area now.
Can't we get Ben on and have a chat about VAR since he works
Well,
at
funny you should
PGMO?
say that. So Ben Campbell, who was the last head of media, so Ben Campbell went on for, I always forget what it's called,
PGMOL.
GAML.
Yeah, the referee's
P-
body. So he went there as head of comms. So what a timer. So I will reach out for Ben. The other
What
one
about
was
Stringer? 'Cause he's at
Stringer
the
went to
FA.
the Premier League. He's still at
Premier
the
League. Sorry, yeah.
And before that, it was Greg
Dimitri,
who's at the
Demetrius,
FA.
Yeah.
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 So there you go.
And
Anyway.
is what's his name still at Wolves?
Max
Yeah.
is still at Wolves. Yeah.
A bit of fluff has gone up in the world.
Yeah.
She's done well, hasn't she, since
His
since
partner.
doing the
we
half-time?
don't use the word fluff.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, anyway, she went from doing the half-time chit-chat at London
She's very
Stadium.
good. She's very
I
good.
think
So
she's
now
crap personally.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, we're rambling now. That's all we have time for episode 7.
You started off episode 5 earlier, mate.
I know, but I got it wrong because Baft was episode. Give
You
me
ain't
a
getting
reason
a
to say
BAFTA, mate.
Baft twice. Was episode 5. So episode 6 was Spurs and Chelsea, and this was episode 7. Question time. I've been Sean. John's been.
I'm going to go in a minute and watch the highlights of the Switzerland's women game against Moldova women, which they won 15-0.
Wow, what a thing to do.
And England women won 10-0.
Yeah, Nigel's
yeah.
Austria
been.
women won 10-0
Nigel
Yeah.
has been,
in my shed.
and Len has been.
Independent.
Come
Not
on,
associated with anyone.
you Irons.
Oh, can't we be associated together, Len?
Yeah.
Can't we do
You
something
can if
together?
you want, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Let's
on,
join forces and come
You-
up with
All right.
something.
Irons.
All right. Cheers.
Bye.
Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast. Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.